What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to a very special Movie Mondays Tuesday Monday movies, recorded perfectly on a Tuesday. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean. The intro is weird when it's not on a Monday, please.
Lads, I fucked up, alright? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
That's very on brand for what we're doing here today. But why we are recording on a Tuesday, I know what you're thinking, listeners. You're like, they have Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. That's the rhythm. That's the schedule.
They have the market cornered on 3-day-a-week podcasts. Nobody
else is putting out any shows on those days because they're scared. But we recorded yesterday. We tried to record yesterday, I should say.
We had what we would call a recording session yesterday.
We did. Well, for one half. For one half of us.
Yeah.
But, so we put the whole show together. We recorded the show, and we went for 45 minutes before we found out where we were in the middle of our second to last news story. And then Sean just very quietly says, "Connor, my mic isn't on, and I don't know when it turned off." And at that point, maybe a lot of things just went wrong, and we figured out that it only recorded the first 2 seconds of the conversation.
Which is worse than if it had recorded nothing, because that implies something happened after 2 seconds to stop it. But I only pressed the button once.
It had to start for you to say, "Connor, I'm recording," for it then to stop 2 seconds later.
And we didn't feel like that was long enough of a podcast to put out.
I think 2 seconds might be a bit under what you're required, really, for an episode.
Might be taking the piss. The intro is 10 seconds.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I had barely gotten in what is going on, everybody. Like, that is the level we're talking about here. But because
we had 2 options.
Yeah.
We could either re-record it, but that wasn't really an option because we had planned other things for after the recording session, or we could put out your half of the audio.
And tell you something now, I feel like people are demanding that. Like the Snyder Cut. People want to know the Connor Cut. Just his thoughts. What's he thinking? No context.
We'll start separate Patreons and just put each of our audio streams on it so that we can just fucking pick your favourite.
But yeah, so we had several choices in regards to that. We could re-record the episode, but we felt we wouldn't be able to put the same energy in after, because we'd done 45 minutes and you're just going to be re-talking over the same points. A lot of the jokes, maybe, I mean, you don't really want to start trying to say the same jokes again. Nobody wants that. So we thought, instead, this week, we're going to do something special. And it's something that we do for the Patreon once every month. And that is the Lazarus Pit. And it's where we go back and we watch one movie from, a superhero movie from maybe the last 40 to 50 years. And we just kind of give them a review and just have a look back, see if it still holds up to these days. So if you are on our Patreon, the Lazarus Pit is $5 or more a month. And you get an extra episode every single month. And so we've done Batman Begins, we've done Fantastic Four, we've done Star Wars The Phantom Menace, we've also done Spider-Man 2. And
X-Men First Class.
First Class, yeah. So if you subscribe now, you will get all of them anyway. They all just come in a big bundle. You get everything previously as well. But we said, instead of going over news, we can go back to the news next week. As a special treat, we will release a Lazarus Pit for free here. Because we fucked up, and it's kind of we're sorry. So
we together fucked up in equal measure.
We succeed together, and we probably fail a lot together, Sean. Don't you worry, boy. But
we ride together, we die together. Oh boy!
I love Bad Boys for Life, number 3. But
let's not forget that.
So I said, Sean, what do you want to do a Lazarus Pit on? And really, the first movie that was in my head was Spider-Man Homecoming, because I just love this movie. And I said it to you, and you were like, I also love this movie. And it's something we could just do on the fly without much preparation. It's not like you have to... I rewatched the movie like a few weeks ago, and I have all the notes here.
Yeah, because this is just... We've both seen this movie multiple times at this point. And it's just... why not talk about a movie that we both love? And, well, spoilers, Connor might hate it.
I hate this movie. It's the worst Spider-Man movie.
First of all, that's an ignorant statement. Second of all...
First of all, your opinion is clearly wrong. I don't normally say this, Connor, but you're fucking wrong.
You've never been more wrong. No, frankly, I hope my recording doesn't continue.
I think Spider-Man 3 was the peak of these movies. And so when you come to me with Homecoming, I think, meh, it's a bit okay, like.
What about The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Oh, fuck, that's a pretty good one as well. It's tied 1 and 2 with number 3.
That's a weird sentence you had to say.
So we're going to get into this now. If you've never listened to a Lazarus Pit before, we just do a bit of a run through the movie, and as it goes on, we'll kind of give our thoughts on different scenes. So it's not going to be an overview. We'll go scene by scene, or the important scenes anyway. And if something comes up that we like, we'll mention it then, instead of at the very end go, well, what did you like or what did you not like? We'll say it at the time. Yeah,
it's a very linear kind of review that we go through on this.
Yeah, and so the best place to start with Spider-Man Homecoming is the fact that it came out in 2017, which seems like a long time ago now.
Simpler times.
This was in Marvel were absolutely killing it when they went Spider-Man Homecoming, then they went Thor Ragnarok, then they went Black Panther, then they went Infinity War.
That is a strong running.
That's 4 in a row where they killed it. And so this was kind of the start of that run. And the cast in this, first of all, is amazing. We're probably going to give everyone their due as we go along, scene by scene. It was on a budget of $175 million, made $880 million. A lot of money.
Lots of money. And
of course, Spider-Man had come back to Marvel during Civil War. That was like a big massive thing. So this name is kind of a double entendre in regards as the Homecoming dance, but it's also the Homecoming to Marvel for Spider-Man the character. And so we start off with possibly the biggest flaw in the whole movie, Sean. And that is...
Yeah, and it's not even like the contents of the scene.
No.
It's just one title card.
One title card confused me. I remember in the cinema watching it going, that doesn't make any sense. Because now, 8 years after 2012 is fine. But this movie came out in 2017. And the big card says 8 years later after the Avengers destroyed New York. And Toomes is cleaning it up.
Which was 2012.
Yeah.
But, or was it 2009?
But then Happy later on says he's been keeping the ring on him since 2008, but Iron Man is set in 2010, so it doesn't line up in any way. Is this just a case of somebody fucked up the title card? Instead of saying 8, they should have said maybe 5? I don't know.
Yeah, this is Sony had one job in their involvement with this.
Kevin Feige was like, we'll leave this one to them. They can't ruin it.
They can't. It's putting text on a screen.
It's black and white as well.
It's ridiculous. But aside from that, this intro scene with you have Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes.
Yes.
And you see like the guys on the ground's reaction to holy shit, aliens just attacked.
Yeah, it's they're doing the cleanup. After all of the Chitauri and everything destroyed New York with the Avengers.
Yes, well, they think they're doing the cleanup.
Yeah, until Damage Control come in. Which Damage Control are in the comic books, are they not? As a squad that come in and clean up after the Avengers.
Yeah, and Damage Control had like its own series where it was the Department of Damage Control, and it was just like the day-to-day office goings on, the people rebuilding everything. Their basic job is to rebuild New York exactly as it was prior to an attack.
Yeah, so that's why the city always looks the exact same, no matter how much it gets destroyed.
Yeah, like it could be reduced to rubble and they'll just build it back.
Yeah. So you see Toomes cleaning up all the Chitauri things, and then the Damage Control come in, they kind of go, get the fuck away. And in his way, he kind of takes some of the tech with him. The origin story for Toomes in this and the Vulture is literally these two scenes where we see him cleaning it up, they get kicked off, And then he takes also there's the painting at the start where he's looking at the drawing from his kid. That might come up later on, but you see him saying to the lads, well, we take a few bits, like pocket everything you can. And then it says 8 years later, and you have the Vulture, and you see it's a completely running structure. It's a complete organisation they have here that's low scale, so that they fly under the radar of the Avengers, but they are making money using this technology.
Yeah, and it's this. You can totally empathise with him because, first of all, Adrian Toomes just fucking socks a guy, like. He just hits him square in the face because he's like, this would literally have changed my life if I got this job. Like, if I was paid to clean this up, I could look after my family the way I want to. And so when that's taken away, he's like, right, I'm still going to look after my family, but I'm doing it my way. And you get this beautiful, like, not even references, but proper introductions to all of his crew.
And the Tinkerer is there as well.
Yeah, and the Tinkerer is, like, I think that's a great... Because the Tinkerer is often portrayed as, like, this old dude with kind of a Doc Brown type.
What is the Tinkerer in Marvel Comics, by the way? Just for you who doesn't know.
The Tinkerer just... he for want of a better term, he tinkers
he tinkers.
He's a very skilled, like, engineer and mechanic and electrical engineer. He can make any device, and he can also break any device, and he can reverse engineer any device. And
he's a Spider-Man villain normally, is he?
Yeah, I think he pops up in Daredevil here and then there as well. But yeah, for all intents and purposes.
And so
but I like his portrayal in this as just like kind of a quiet, shy dude. Like he sees a dude die and he's really uncomfortable with it.
He's just a guy that likes tinkering. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah, and why wouldn't he be like enthusiastic about this alien? There's the alien tech. There's a Marvel one shot about a couple who find Chitauri technology after the Battle of New York, like very similar, and they reverse engineer it to work. And they end up getting hired by S.H.I.E.L.D. because none of their scientists could figure it out.
Right, okay, that's very... Did that come out before this movie?
It did. It came out shortly after Avengers 2012.
Oh, Jesus. So they were already onto this line of thinking even then, just to use it. But it's such a unique way to bring the character in, because as I said, Spider-Man, his first appearance was in Civil War, but they could have just completely made it disconnected in this movie. But they did the complete opposite because it was a homecoming to Marvel. And so the best way to do that is, what was the biggest event we'd had in our first phase? Was the first Avengers. Let's bring Spider-Man in, even loosely connected to that thing. Now they're saying Tom Holland was the kid in Iron Man 2. Maybe that's just kind of an add-on they've kind of done. But
I think that's definitely an add-on, but I like that.
Yeah, I like the idea of that, yeah. But in regards to, you immediately say, okay, this villain has been around all this time, and it's just Spider-Man is new, he's kind of come on the scene. It connects everything straight away, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm in this universe again. This is Sony, but it's also Marvel. Okay, we're watching an MCU movie. And so the 60s cartoon team then plays, and you have Peter's first introduction in this movie, which is his narration of the whole of the Civil War behind the scenes, and he's just
I love this.
And he's just this kid who's just like, oh my god, I stole Captain America's shield. Oh my god, oh he's big now. Oh, gotta go.
Yeah, but I also love at the start he's putting on like the hard ass voice talking about Queens. Yeah. But it's totally what a 15-year-old would do. Who's just like on a trip, he has a camera, he's gonna fucking mess around with it.
And he doesn't know why he's in Berlin as well. He's like, I don't know why I'm here, they just kind of brought me to Berlin. I don't know, Tony Stark just tells me to come here.
Yeah, because it's after in Civil War, Tony Stark goes to Queens and he's like, oh, you're Spider-Man, you're clearly Spider-Man.
But all of these scenes as well, they very much, like, the theme of this movie is that Spider-Man wants to be friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man, and what better way to show that this movie is going to be a lot more grounded than the first, you showed a villain, he's in the rubble of the fucking big extravagant Avengers movie. He's cleaning up the rubble. And then the hero it starts right after the big fucking Civil War, and he's on the come down, and he's just a kid. Like, both of these main characters are like, they're just beside the big thing, but they're not involved in that, really. Like, that's not their universe.
Yeah, exactly. And Tony Stark even says to him at one point, it's like, no, you operate on the ground, for want of a better word. Like, you patrol this street, and that's it.
Well, that's why in the car straight away after the video, when he's just like, you operate in that little grey area. and then he goes to then there's also the video of them in the car where he's like, how you doing, Aunt May? You're wearing something skimpy, I hope. And he starts laughing, which is definitely Robert Downey Jr. just breaking character as Tony Stark.
100% they didn't write a script for that bit. They just said, oh, Robert Downey Jr. says something funny.
Yeah, and so he reaches across, and the scene is in every trailer, but he's just like, he's looking for a hug, but no, I'm just getting the door for you. We're not at hugging level just yet. Okay, off you go.
Yeah, not the time. And it leads into, then you're in like the proper intro to this movie, which is Happy ghosting Peter Parker.
It is, but like the soundtrack, the whole next few scenes are literally, they're so Spider-Man, and that's the best compliment I can give this movie, in that you have this soundtrack and he's just on the train or he's on the whatever, he's texting Happy like, you up? Hey, please.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm busy. I'm not busy. Like, Happy, if you need me, I'm here.
Not busy. It's Peter, by the way.
It's Peter Parker. Oh, and it's.
But sorry, little bit of trivia. That song is called "The Underdog."
Yeah, and that's great.
Which is very much what Peter Parker is in this movie.
And it's all great. It's got very good comedic moments here as well, in terms of the high school news that's up in the corner. Like, the fucking CGI on that, or the green screen, is fucking awful. And the two of them are like, yes, we are doing this.
So stilted and unnatural.
I too am excited. Two 15-year-olds trying to read the news. And then it's him in class as well. Like, that is... This whole scene, surely... I know you love Spider-Man, but the first time you've seen this, you must have been like, oh, this is Spider-Man. Like, he's in class. Yeah. There's this song going on. Everything... He's in it's a school for geniuses as well.
Yeah, it's like a mini MIT. Like, it's all about science and technology kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which is the most Peter Parker school there is. If only there was a photography course he was also
if
in.
only!
But yeah, like, it is pure Spider-Man, this whole movie. Even the bits that are like... Because we'll get into it a bit, but a lot of the complaints in this movie is that, oh, he's just got the Stark suit, so he's fine. But even the Stark suit stuff, it's all very... comic book Spidey.
But the Stark suit is used as a means to an end. Like, they want to get him to the neighborhood Spider-Man guy, and you get him there by, you give him the Stark suit, but at the end he doesn't want it. Like, that's where we need to get to. If it's a means to an end.
Exactly. What's the line? It's like, if you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve it.
And so you need to have the first two acts where he's got this fucking amazing suit, and people were complaining like, oh, it's just Iron Man, Spider-Man or whatever. But if you don't have those last two acts, the last act where he's under all that rubble, not to give spoilers away, that scene plays completely differently. Like, that scene is amazing because we've gone through the previous hour and a half.
Yeah, it's been earned.
Yeah.
Like, that moment, it was earned by us and by Peter.
And so we also have his first trip out as Spider-Man with the soundtrack playing, and he's solving petty crimes. He's giving directions to old women. He's just ordering food. There's a guy screaming at him like, hey, you Spider-Man, do a flip. And he just does a flip. Like, it is... I remember watching this just being like smiling ear to ear, like, oh shit, they've done it. Like, this is Spider-Man on a screen.
Yeah, because it's not just... He doesn't just fight the big baddies all the time. He literally helps people.
Yeah.
Like, and the only other piece of media, aside from comics, the only other piece of media I've seen that gets this right is the PS4 game, where you literally do odd jobs for people.
And that's kind of what he does, like, especially at the start when he's just a 15-year-old who has powers, and he's not going to have, like, Green Goblin every single week. He's just going to be walking around like, I'm looking for things to do. And I know we're saying all this, but obviously Maguire and Garfield have come along before that. They were good at separate things, but I think, like, we're going to get into it later on, but Tom Holland is the perfect encapsulation of both of their strengths, and that is why he works so well in this role.
Yeah, he's like, and at the time he was the youngest person to play Peter Parker as well, which I think shouldn't be glossed over, that you didn't have this 30-year-old man pretending to be a 15-year-old. I think Tom Holland might have been 18 when this was filmed.
Yeah.
And, like, he sells everything so well. He sells the awkwardness of being a teenager, but also, like, the delight at, oh, I'm fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, that scene where he's stopping the person breaking into the car, and they're like, it's my car. And he's after webbing them. But the scene that really gets me is the bit with Donald Glover later on, where he's just like, you're a criminal, you're a criminal, no, you're a criminal, and he's walking away. I'm just like, you fucking little charmer, my God, you're perfect as Spider-Man.
It's it's even like that. Oh man, I got ice cream in here. Come on.
So he has his first trip out with Spider-Man, and then you have the bank robbery where he's intercepting him, and this is our first scene with the guys using Toombs's technology that gang has cultivated, and this is what really brings Peter into their world, just even a little bit.
Yeah, and interesting fact about I thought I'd bring it up now. In this film, Spider-Man never punches anyone.
Really?
Yeah, he dodges, he'll make them punch each other, he'll hit them with webs, but he'll never throw a punch at anyone.
That is so interesting. I never even thought about that, but yeah, now that you mention it, holy shit.
Yeah, like, I just think it's great. I think it's... Because, I don't just think it's... how do I say this? Character-wise, I think it makes sense that little old Peter Parker wouldn't feel comfortable punching someone.
Because also, Spider-Man could rip a man's face off if he punched him hard enough.
Absolutely. If Spider-Man punches a regular man, that man dies.
Yeah, but at full strength, like. So, he intercepts the bank robbery. Now, the bit I don't like with this is they've set up the shop across the road before that, and then the guys blow it up, and it's used for a bit of, like, drama, but the guy is fine, and then the cat is fine, and nobody dies, and he just goes in and he saves them. I just think, I don't know, I think you probably could have done with maybe a bit more of tragedy there, but then does it become every other origin for Peter Parker, because we're skipping all of that?
That's the thing. See, I think the what we were meant to take away from that scene is earlier on in the movie, the guy in the shop is kind of rude to Peter. And I think later on, the guy in the shop is talking and he's like, oh, I fucking love Spider-Man. I think that's that's why that scene exists, is that, like,
maybe it's just the
to
way
enhance the double life.
It's maybe the way the explosion goes off. Like, it's just such a big explosion, like, yeah, nobody's going to survive that, and it's like really dramatic music as well. I think it's just like, it's a complete change of tone, but maybe that's what they were going for, a bit of a shock factor just in that situation. And so he saves the guy across the road, and he gets home. Also, he has to tell Aunt May that he's after losing another school bag when they go for food. Yeah. And she's like, that's five of them.
Surely she'd cotton on, wouldn't she?
Surely. But when he gets back home and he's crawling in along the roof, he drops down, and who is there but our good friend Ned, who this is...
Ned Leeds.
Ned, who is basically, is it Genki? Who, the Miles Morales character.
Yes, he's the guy in the chair.
The guy in the chair. And so they've kind of combined Miles Morales and Peter Parker here, but Ned, Jacob Batalon in this is amazing. He's just great as the guy in the chair. And so he finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, which is hilarious just because for the next several scenes he keeps asking him questions like, do you lay eggs?
Yeah, it's so... And he's like, are you an Avenger? And Peter's like, Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what a 15-year-old would do. Yeah, no, I am, yeah. I definitely am.
Yeah, like, Ned in this is... he's such a good friend as well, because compare Ned finding out that Peter is Spider-Man to fucking... James Franco finding out that Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man.
Oh no, he's going to strap him to a chair and kill him.
Yeah, it's entirely different.
I have amnesia, he'll say.
Connor, if I was Spider-Man and you found out,
yeah,
how would you act? Would you tie me to a chair?
I would tell you something now. I would not go fucking near you violently. I'll tell you that. First of all, step one, get you on my side, in case I'm in a battle of some kind in the future.
Step two, point you towards my enemies.
Sean, punch. But that's me. Punch the mirror, Sean. Go on.
Okay.
Fine. So, yeah. And Ned and Peter's relationship in this is just, it's very wholesome. Like, and then if you throw Zendaya, who he's not revealed as MJ just yet, but if you throw her in, the three of them together have great chemistry. Like, all of the younger actors in this just all bounce off each other. You can tell that they, like, lived in the same house together for several months.
Yeah, and they really... It's a really natural kind of conversational acting. Like, a lot of times when people are having a conversation, you feel like, oh, he's waiting for him to get to the end of his line so he can say his line. But this one, they'll talk over each other and they'll act like people, which is really nice.
It's really well scripted. Like, the best thing I can say about this movie is that you don't think it was written by probably two dudes in their 30s or 40s who had to write about high school people. Like, these are just... it seems like this is what a 15-year-old would say, and that's the best compliment you could give it.
Yeah, really. And it's also... Speaking of the writing, there's a lot of, like, ways they could have leaned into teen movie high school tropes. Because, literally, because Ned is a blabbermouth and tells everyone that Peter knows Spider-Man, they both get invited to a high school party.
True.
And it would have been so easy to just have, you know, Tom Holland or Peter Parker, whoever you want to call him, jump in and be like, hey, everyone be nice to Peter. Peter's real cool. But instead, he actively doesn't go and he does the right thing.
Yeah, you see him, like, he's battling with himself and he wants to go because Ned has turned up in his hat and Ned is looking fly in his hat, you know what I mean? He's looking real cool, and so...
He is, to be fair. It is a cool hat.
It is a cool hat. And Zendaya has a great line where she's like, why are you guys here? And they're like, you're here. Am I here? And so they're at the party. Also... I don't want to overlook possibly the best comedic line in the movie is when they're watching the TV and it's Captain America and the gym teacher says, pretty sure this guy's a war criminal now, but yeah, we gotta go do whatever he says.
Yeah, we gotta show this tape. It's whatever.
That's classic gym teacher, like, oh, look, man, I'm just getting paid for the hour. Let's just do some shit. Yeah. Dodgeball.
Dodge the ball, kick the ball, I don't care.
And so, yeah, you see them at the party and they get involved in this situation where Peter is in this full Spider-Man suit and he's like, I have to go in because I promised Spider-Man would be there. But he looks up and there's a big massive blue beam into the sky, but it's not full blue beam, it's just an explosion.
Mini blue beam.
Can't have a Marvel movie without it. And so he has to basically go, can I be popular or do I want to save people? And of course, the classic Peter Parker thing, you go straight towards the danger and fuck the popularity. And also you have him running out of trees and he has to run across a golf course.
You put Spider-Man in the suburbs and then what do you do?
And he stands at the edge and he points his arms and he just lets go of the web and it just attaches to nothing and there's just a second of silence and he's like, huh. Alright. And then the next scene is just him running over like the 18th hole.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And this is where Donald Glover's character comes in, Aaron Davis.
Yes.
And, so Shocker and a dude who's not Shocker
who's about to be Shocker.
Well, let's not get into
Spoilers.
So they're doing a deal with Aaron Davis, and it's like, hey, you can buy all these Chitauri weapons, and the deal is going bad. So, Peter saves a criminal. Is what he does.
Well, first of all, Donald Glover says, "I just want to hold people up. I don't want to send them back in time." and I think that's a great. Like, this movie, this cast is so strong. They have Donald Glover, but he's just like, he's in two scenes. Like, if you got Donald Glover, I would throw him front and center for this whole movie as some other character, maybe not just as that character. Like, if you have him there, but they just use him just for the. And Donald Glover is one of the best actors going.
And musicians also, just as it goes.
Yeah, he's pretty good at most things.
He's pretty great. And it's not fair.
It's not. And so Peter saves him. I think he says, "If you're gonna punch anybody, punch me or shoot me." Yeah. If you're going to shoot anyone, shoot. If you're going to shoot someone, shoot me. And that comes back later on. It's just a line he says in that scene, but that works with the story later on. Like, everything in this movie, there's not one scene that's slowing down in this movie. Everything is connected and it's just going.
Yeah, like and everything is connected in a way. Like, if the Chitauri had never invaded, this movie wouldn't happen.
And even the bits, say, the high school and then the villain, like, you don't think they're connected, but they are. Like, everything is just...
Oh, we'll get to that.
Exactly. So, he stops the explosion and he's attached to the back of their van as they're driving away. And this is the first time we see the Vulture or Michael Keaton or Tubes come in, and he brings him up into the sky and he just fucking drops him from like 500 feet.
They made the Vulture look terrifying.
He is, like, the animation on that is fucking great.
Yeah, because it's nearly like animal, the way they're able to do it. Like, it's nearly so natural, but it's so fucking robotic and synthetic, and it's horrifying. Like, if that was coming at you on a dark night and you just see those green eyes coming at you, you're gone. You have a heart attack before he even touches
like,
you.
when Peter's going up, you could hear the wind. And it's cut really well. You're just like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? And you don't get like a full view of the Vulture. Like, you get a view of his face, but like, it's just kind of all taken in shots. And you see from Peter's point of view, like, who the fuck is this guy? He's just dragging me into the sky.
Yeah, and then he drops him.
Just drops him. He falls into the ocean, and then we have Mr. Tony Stark. He turns up, and he drags him out of the river, I suppose, or the sea, and drops him down. But it's Tony Stark. I don't know where he is. Do you know where he is on holiday?
I think he's in India somewhere.
Is he? And so he's having a conversation with one of the waiters at the same time as giving out to Peter for going above and beyond.
Yeah, he's essentially using Skype inside an Iron Man suit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this scene?
I like it. I think it's it sets up a lot of stuff later on in the film, but it shows Tony Stark in kind of a better light, because he didn't just let this 15-year-old loose with what is essentially a weapon of mass destruction.
And you find out that Peter's been listening to every single voicemail. That's such a small note, just in terms of like, do you find that later on? Is it one time you find out that Peter's been listening to all the voicemails that he's been leaving, and he's just like, Tony? Oh, you helped that old lady.
Oh, yeah. I think that is later on, isn't it?
Okay, that's fair enough. I probably mixed up the two meetings. There's one that doesn't go so well. Actually, both of them are kind of
both of them are
lectures.
Great.
Yeah. But I just enjoy that, because I think that's an amazing way to use Tony Stark, just as that kind of paternal figure that you're just like, he's not really one, but everyone else doesn't really look at him like that. But you see in the way he acts that he will literally do it. Like, he's looking after Peter. Peter's his
Oh yeah,
boy.
whatever happens, Peter will be fine.
Yeah.
And then we see Toombs back in his HQ, and he's taking the piss out of Shocker, calling, like, being like, "Oh, the Shocker," and then he accidentally kills the guy who's Shocker.
And he just walks it off. He's just like, oh no. Nobody told me this was
stride.
Nobody told me this was a dissolver gun. Fuck.
Well, and he just takes the glove and throws it to the new guy.
He's like, you're the Shocker now. Good work.
Yeah, that's actually, his name is Herman Schultz.
All right.
And he is actually the Shocker in the comics.
Ah, interesting. I don't know if he probably got it like that in the comics.
Probably not. No, I think it was I'll be honest, early days it could have been hit by lightning. I don't know.
It is comic books in the 40s. He probably got hit by lightning. So the two guys, they find out, they're like, who the fuck is this spider guy? And he took a bit of their tech, and so they track it down to the school, and they're kind of going in. Peter uses his Iron Man suit, or Spider-Man suit, to send the tracker with them, and he kind of follows them away. Now, this is when the Vulture takes off, and they all kind of go away, and he sees this as a point of like, I want to go on that decathlon with the school that I turned down because I had to stay with the Tony Stark internship, but now I want to go to Washington because they're, I think, did they say like they're an hour outside of Washington or whatever?
Yeah, I think they're going to Maryland.
All right, okay,
which is near Washington.
And so he goes on the decathlon bus, and Flash gets kicked back off the team.
Yeah. Oh, also, we didn't talk about Flash Thompson in this.
Yeah.
Flash Thompson in this is what an actual bully is like. He's just a bit of a dickhead.
He's a dickhead. Like, he's not Joe Manganiello when he's 45 and older than the teacher. Like, he's just this scrawny little dude who's smaller than Peter, who's just got a big mouth and lots of money. And he's just like, you're fucking dickheads. You are not as good as me.
Now, and could you imagine if Sony wasn't as involved as they are, and that Flash Thompson had to become Venom?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. That sounds terrible. It sounds both terrible, but something I want to see.
It has to exist in some, pitch somewhere.
I think, is that Tony Revolori? I think he plays Flash.
I don't know who he is. I don't know what his
great,
name is, but he's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he's really good. The whole cast here is great, but he's just so annoying. And in the second one, when he's always live streaming, and you're just like, by about the third scene, you're just like, oh, dude, put down the phone. Fucking hell, I hate you.
But then, I'm not getting onto the second one too much, but there's that bit, and he's just, you can see his texts, and it's just like, Mother, have not heard from you or father in days.
Yeah. He's just a dude trying to get his parents' love, man. And he'll just do anything.
He'll do anything. He'll bully any man.
He'll bully any man. So Peter's on the decathlon to Washington, and him and Ned disable the Stark tracker that's in the suit. Because Happy rings him and is like, why are you going to Washington? Oh, I'm going on the decathlon. Okay, cool. But then that tips him off that there's a tracker in the suit. So I'm going to have to get rid of this tracker out of it. And Ned's the guy in the chair. So he's the man to do it.
What is it? The Training Wheels Protocol? Is that what it's called?
And he's whinging about it and complaining about it as he jumps up and down in the bed. He treats me like a kid. He's like, Peter, you're 15.
You are a kid. How... It's never really explained, but... Ned is just a computer genius, is that it? Like, because he's able to hack Stark tech?
See, unless Tony made it really easy to hack, but I suppose it is set up that Ned is in the STEM school or whatever it is. Like, he must be a genius.
Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that temporarily.
So, I mean, I think it's just assumed that they're all geniuses. So, just kind of go with it that they're able to hack into stuff.
Even Flash?
Not Flash. Not Flash. He can live stream. And so Peter then, he also has the classic, what's the classic Spider-Man look where he has Liz comes around. Liz is of course his love interest. She comes around and she's just like, we're all going to the pool. It's going to be great. It can be me and you. It can be like a special night here, like me and you.
We can bond.
We can bond, make a connection. This is what you've always wanted. Ha, ha, ha. Eyebrows up and down a lot. And he's just like, yeah, I would love to do that, but I have to go fight a guy. So...
Yeah, I got Spider-Manning to do.
And of course, the classic bit of just before he leaves, he looks over the roof and they're all sitting at the pool. And he has to have that moment where he looks down, he's like, I can never have a normal life.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same Spider-Man story without sad Peter Parker.
I want more Maguire cry face though. I take that exact same scene, but when it cuts back to the headshot, instead of Tom Holland, have Maguire's sad face.
Someone has absolutely done like a deep fake on that, haven't they?
Put Maguire's sad face in every sad Peter Parker scene.
Yeah, it's a money-making idea.
Oh, can you imagine? I'm just going to throw this out there. Tobey Maguire, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. I think Oscars. I'm saying it now.
God. Oh my God, yes.
Tobey Maguire is about the same age as Robert Downey Jr. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I don't feel so good, fellow adult.
Fellow man, how many kids do you have? And so, yeah, he has to go stop. He also... he goes to the petrol station or whatever it is, and this is their first introduction to instant kill mode, which is it's like no, I don't want to kill anyone.
Yeah, that's great. I like the what was it? Is it Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Karen in the suit because it gives Spider-Man a reason to talk to himself out loud for us. And
Karen is voiced by Jennifer Connelly, who is married to Paul Bettany, who is the original Jarvis.
Beautiful. God, they did well out of that, didn't they?
It's all connected. And so Jennifer Connelly is great in the role, just as, like, she's like, I've activated instant kill mode. And he's like, what? No. And then he jumps off the side, and he just lands face first, and because she's after changing the webs. And she's like, you have 550 options for webs. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? Maybe he should have used those training wheels for a little further.
Maybe he should have just, like, ramped up to the 500 web options.
Maybe. But at that point, you see that, like, I think this scene is perfect because I know people complain about the Iron Man suit that Spider-Man's wearing one, but he doesn't understand it. Like, he's just one of us in that suit. Like, there's no point in having all that technology if you don't understand it. It's fairly useless at that stage.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it's... He can do the basics, but he could do the basics without the suit.
Yeah, and that's the whole point in regards that, like, if you have 504 options, you could be completely overpowered. But if you only know 3 of those options, it's like in a video game where you have 900 combos, but he only knows the same 3 moves, so he's just going to keep doing them.
Yeah, just spam circle and then you'll win eventually.
See what fucking happens. And so he finds Toombs trying to take all of the gear out of the truck. They have... what are the 4 things? Like, the 4... they make things that you can just kind of go through them. I don't know the scientific term for that, clearly.
A portal of some kind.
A portal of some kind. And so he's in the truck. Peter drops in. And Toombs is like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, we're the whole way across the country, like. And Toombs gets out of that situation, but Peter goes to jump, and they just completely remove the portal. And he just smashes his head off the roof of the truck.
Dude, I can like feel that in my head. Like, because he's intending to jump maybe 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
So he has that much power behind him, and it just all goes into his skull.
And you know I feel that. I've had many a concussion, Sean. You know I do.
You've done so many concussed shows.
So, like, yeah, he gets absolutely... The only word I can use is he gets absolutely smashed. Like, just fucked.
It's bad.
Yeah, and so he's in the truck, and they end up in the damage control building. Because that's who Toombs was taking off. And he's trapped inside this big, massive warehouse. And this is one of... See, there's so many good scenes in this movie, but... This is one of those scenes where you're like, he's chatting away to Jennifer Connelly or Karen or whatever, and they're having this really heart-to-heart moment. You're like, this is a really bonding experience. And then she's like, how long? Or he's like, how long has passed? She's like, 45 minutes. What the hell? Jesus.
Yeah, like it's really interesting because he's useless in there. Like he could be able to swing on webs all he likes, but he can't get out of the building. So
yeah, he has 504 web combos, but no way to get out the door.
Yeah, but it does show that what he does is he starts practicing and he starts learning what some of them do.
And he needs that, because otherwise he would just run head first into every battle and not understand what they do.
Yes, and so, like, in the meantime while all this is happening, like, Ned and the other, for want of a better term, nerds.
The nerds.
They're all ready to get to the decathlon, and they're like, where's Peter?
Yeah. It's a classic Spider-Man trope. Where's Peter? He's always late for everything. That's classic him.
Peter Parker being late is... It's if you were to build a pyramid of essential character traits.
And it's because he finds out that the power core is unstable, and he's like, oh shit, I need to get back to Ned, because he's carrying it around in his backpack.
Yeah, he's essentially carrying a live bomb with him.
Yeah, and so they win the decathlon with Zendaya getting the winning answer, I think. Peter's replaced by Flash. And so they then say, we'll have a bit of a celebration. We've won. Let's go to the Washington Monument. What a great idea.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that if the Chitauri thing is exposed to radiation, it'll go off, essentially.
And of course, they X-ray everyone when they go into the Washington Monument.
Oh, lads, if you just not X-rayed him. Ironically, not X-raying would have solved all the problems.
Oh, no. You would have been able to carry that bomb in and out. No worries.
Indefinitely. Even on the plane home.
Yeah. So, they're all in the Washington Monument, and you have this great thing where he's, like, trying to get there, and he finally gets there. He runs past it, and he's climbing up it, and it's at this point he's halfway up and you're just like, holy shit, he's really, really high up.
Yeah, I think there was something said, but in this film, up until he climbs the monument, he has a fear of heights.
Right. Is it?
I think one of the directors said that or something. But there's some note saying that Peter Parker has or had a fear of heights. And he just made himself get over it because he's like, sure, I need to be up high.
Oh, God. It's just, that's such a Peter Parker thing. Well, I want to help people, but I'm also scared. I'll just keep doing it anyway.
Yeah, and you see, like you say, when he's halfway up, like, he gets dizzy and nervous.
Yeah, which I think anybody would. I would be shitting myself. So
the monument is fucking massive.
Yeah, I don't think you realise how big it is until you're standing on the edge of it at the very top on the slant.
Yeah. So he's climbing up. The grenade explodes.
Yes,
and
in the elevator.
Is trapped in an elevator. Yeah.
And you have this great scene where he gets to the top and the helicopter's behind him, and they're like, "Get down." And he has the moment where he has to flip backwards over the helicopter, attach to it, fly back in through the tiny little window with enough force, because he can't kick it down by himself, so he has to get enough energy to go through the window to be able to catch the elevator and save everyone.
And he does it.
And he does it, and it's just a great Spider-Man moment. Like, at the end of it, you're just like, fucking hell, that was tense. Obviously, he was definitely going to do it. Like, you weren't going to kill a load of kids. But, like, in the moment, in that scene, you're like, that's great. It just shows, like, he will literally do anything to save these people.
Yeah, even Flash, who's a dickhead to him.
Yeah. And
I do like that bit as well, sorry.
Go on.
He's putting on the cool Spider-Man voice when he's talking to him in the elevator.
Yeah.
And he's just about to say, is he saying something about Peter Parker or something like that? And the elevator just drops.
And the bit where he saves everyone, and then of course Liz is the last one left. He saves her, and he drags her up, And then Jennifer Connelly's in his ear just going, kiss her, you're upside down, kiss her, kiss her. And then the thing breaks and he just falls down the elevator shaft.
It's brilliant.
And so everybody's saved. Your good old pal Spider-Man saved you. It was very lucky he was in Washington at the time. It was very
that won't
lucky.
Come up later.
That probably won't come up later. And obviously, they're all meant to be like really smart. Surely they could figure it out.
Yeah, well, Zendaya's on the ground.
Oh, she knows. I think she pretty much knows. Yeah.
She put it together right then and there.
And so you have him coming back to New York there with them, and he's like, I need to find Toomes. Like, I need to know where these guys are. And so he meets up with Donald Glover, and I just call him Donald Glover. And so they have this good scene where Donald Glover gives the information. He's like, I've got a nephew in this area, and I don't want him being exposed to that kind of technology, which might be a hint for something else, Sean. I don't know what.
It's definitely Miles Morales.
Thank you. But he that's a bit of a what's the word? An Easter egg. And so then you have Peter, he attaches his hand to the thing, or he traps him, and then that's where he says, "You're a criminal, no," and he's like, "You gotta release me, I gave you what you wanted." No, you're a criminal. No, You're staying there.
I like intimidation mode in the suit as well.
Yeah, and it has like the voice change. It's like the Christian Bale Batman voice, and he's like, "This is your first time, isn't it? You are not good at this."
Yeah, if you want to keep doing this, you have to get better at this part.
Yeah, like Donald Glover's talking him through, interrogating him.
Yeah, Donald Glover has complete control in that situation.
Yeah. And the only reason he gives up the information, as we've said, is because of his nephew. Like, he's just looking, he's like, you're clearly like a 15-year-old kid. Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah.
And so he also says that he respects him because earlier on he was like, if you're going to shoot someone, shoot me. Like, that's pretty brave. And so he tells him about the Staten Island ferry, and Peter decides, let's head over for a bit of a ferry trip, Sean. I mean, it's lovely around this time of year. Also, they're doing a weird deal for weapons, so I should probably be there undercover. Probably, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, like the Toomes is selling weapons to Mac Gargan, who is the Scorpion.
Okay.
And Peters thinks he's going to go in and everything's going to be fine. Yeah,
I think that's the classic young Spider-Man idea, just like, sure, I'll be there. I'll figure it out. I don't really have a plan other than that I'll be there, and I'll just do some stuff. His plan is go there. His plan is go there and go, stop all this bad stuff you're doing, and then the guys will be like, you know what, the kid is right. He's raised a good point.
But it doesn't go well, and the ferry ends up being cut in half.
Through a series of events, he ends up releasing one of the weapons, just starts firing uncontrollably, and it splits the fucking ferry in two. And this is a great scene because you have Peter, Toomes gets away, and you have this amazing scene where Peter is just like, also Peter has seen Toomes without his mask on that ship, so he knows what he looks like. But he splits the ferry in two, and Peter looks for all of the structural points that he needs to basically keep the ship together, which, I mean, is a losing battle at this stage. If a ship is split in two, that's kind of the idea we should probably get off. But,
probably abandon ship at that point.
But he's like, okay, there's points there, and the suit is scanning for these points, and they're like, there's 97 points or whatever. And so he's just swinging through, getting all these webs, crisscrossing them, tying them up, going piece by piece, going the whole way through. And then he gets to the end, and the suit says, you've got 96 of them. And he's like, I missed one. And then, of course, the whole thing just fucking starts falling apart.
Yeah, but then Tony Stark and all of the Stark robots save the day. Which,
I mean, they came along really quickly. Like, it was 90 seconds between ship getting cut and Tony being there.
Yeah, I don't know, was he waiting until the last minute to really prove a point? But
yeah, so I suppose
that's a very Tony Stark move.
It is. And so Tony saves everybody by pushing the whole thing together and then re-melding it all back down the middle. And then you have a scene with the two of them where Tony is very much like a parent scolding their young child.
Oh yeah, but Tony is furious in this scene. Like. So I don't blame him, because Peter nearly killed a bunch of people after Tony specifically told him not to.
Stay on the ground. Be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So like I also love the moment where, because it's just an Iron Man suit, so Tom Holland is like, oh, if you really cared, you would be here. And Tony just steps out.
Yeah, and it's just like this badass moment, like, oh, he does care. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, this is much worse than I thought.
Yeah, like, Peter's like, oh, I must have really fucked up if you're actually here.
And so, crux of the matter, we get the line, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve it. And
Peter...
Tony... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that Peter is very much like we were all when you're 15 and your parents are like, well, I'm going to take that away. No, seriously, I need this. No, I need this. But Peter's like that with his suit. Like, it's this newfound technology that he has. He's like, no,
yeah.
like, this is like the shiniest thing. I need this. Like, and Tony is very much just looking at him like, if you don't need the fucking suit to be Spider-Man. You are Spider-Man without the suit. Like, I was just trying to help you. Your whole personality, your identity is not the suit. Your identity comes, and then the suit is just an add-on.
Yeah, exactly. And so taking it away shouldn't take Spider-Man away. But but in a way it does for a while, because Peter's just like, okay, I'm just going to be a high schooler.
But I think these scenes are really good, because these scenes lead up to the best scene in the movie, and these scenes work just as a complete, like, counterpoint to the tension we're about to feel in, like, 5 minutes. But it's just like a montage of... You're already thinking about it. But it is just like a montage of Peter learning to dance, Aunt May teaching him how to tie his tie. He asks Liz to the homecoming dance. She says yes. And she clearly fancies him back. And so you have this great thing where everything's coming up Millhouse for old Spidey. What could go wrong in this scenario, Sean? They pull up to the house. Peter's on cloud 9. I don't think anything's going to go wrong for Peter Parker. I think his life from now on, it's going to be perfect. And
I
so
audibly gasped in the cinema.
He walks up to the front door, rings the doorbell, and who opens the door but Mr. Michael Keaton, in an incredible reveal. A reveal that I did not guess, and everyone I've talked to did not guess. I think it was played so close to the chest. It's mentioned that Toomes has a daughter. It's meant that she's into art. But it's not ever really expanded upon. And it's only when you go back and watch it the second time that he's looking at that drawing of his young daughter in the first scene. You're just like, they were fucking telling us from the very start. Holy shit.
Yeah, like it's so good. And Toomes obviously doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man. But Peter is just like, his entire body is tense.
Yeah. This scene, Tom Holland acts this, like, incredibly well. Just, because we're with him. Like, as you said, you were in the cinema and you gasped. Like, we are right there with him, like, oh, shit. And then it becomes the bit where Keaton doesn't know. But Tom Holland, like, Peter's sitting there, and Toomes doesn't know why this kid is staring at him weird. But Peter's just stared at him like, you nearly killed all those people. Like, me and you have fought lots of times. But he can't tell him.
And presumably Toomes is just like, oh, he's nervous about meeting her dad.
Yeah. And it makes sense. And Toomes comes across as a loving father here, which is even better. Like, him and the wife are, like, having a bit of banter. There's some cute moments, and then before, like, Liz goes off, he's just like, let's take a photo. It's your big night, Liz. Come on, we have to take a photo with you and your boyfriend. Come on, Peter, get in. And Peter's, like, trying to smile, and it's the worst smile ever.
He just, because his mind is going a mile a minute.
Yes.
Okay. Do I stop him? Do I kill him? Are we going to fight?
I have in my notes now for this very next scene is reveal, ! And then best scene in the movie. Now, there's two scenes that I love in this movie, But this car scene, I think, is slightly better.
This is so good.
This is up there, I think, with the Doc Ock fight in Spider-Man 2. I think this is one of the best Spider-Man scenes ever put on film.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Because it's this really well-paced thing. They're all in the car. You got Vulture up front and Peter and Liz are in the back seat. And so the conversation comes around to what happened in Washington, and wasn't it lucky Spider-Man saved you? And
but up until that point, it's the exact same as if any parent trying to get conversation out of their teenage daughter and her date for the dance, where like there's this awkward silence and Toombs is asking questions everybody's dad would have asked, and that was like, I heard you're working for Tony Stark. Just like some sort of character trait he knows about this poor boy that he's just trying to start a conversation with.
Because, like, Toombs doesn't know that Peter's Spider-Man. That's the whole key to this scene.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing, because Liz says, oh, sure, you're never there when Spider-Man's around. Like,
she says it so flippantly. Like, and he's just... You can see Keaton acting the shit out of it in the front seat, just like slowly putting the jigsaw pieces together the more sentences that comes out.
Yeah, like Keaton's even saying at the start, he's like, Peter, like, do I know you from something? Your voice is really familiar.
Yeah, and he can't quite place it, and that's why it works that Peter's in the back seat, because he's not looking directly at him. Like, he just hears it in his ear as well. And so he's, like, looking at the road, but he can hear Peter's voice in his ear. He's like, where have I heard that voice before?
Yeah, and he is acting the shit out of it. Like, you can see the clock's turning, and then he pulls up, and he stops because it's a red light. Mm. And... sorry.
But like, he pulls up to the red light, and it's at the moment that it goes green that he says, "Lucky your good old pal Spider-Man was there, wasn't it?"
Yeah, because it clicks. Because as soon as he gets to that red light, he's suspecting it.
Yeah.
And then it's good old Spider-Man, and then green light.
And like, I remember sitting in the cinema. This is one of those scenes where it's not very often in the cinema. What you want is the scene to just like grab you. Like, most of the time I'm just watching it, I'm like, oh, this is a good movie, oh, that's a nice scene. But I remember forgetting that this was a movie and just being there like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh my god, he's gonna find out, oh my god, he's gonna find out. And that's like the best feeling ever, because afterwards you're just like, what a great movie. Like, the tension in this scene is just like, you could cut it with a butter knife. Like, that's how yeah, like, it's so fucking tense. It's on a knife's edge that the minute they get into the car, you're just like, he's gonna find out. Because up until this point, Michael Keaton has been shown to be a very intelligent villain, like, and he's gonna ask the right questions. The more questions he asks, the more you're like, obviously he's gonna put it together. Like, it makes more sense. Like, Peter's there everywhere they go, and Spider-Man appears, Peter's there, but then nobody ever sees him, and he recognises the voice. And it's just, oh man. And so they pull up to the dance.
I'm gonna give Peter the dad talk.
And he does a little thing with his head when he says, I'm gonna give him the dad talk. And just like shakes his head like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah. And this is a scene where, like, to be Tom Holland acting against Michael Keaton in that scene, it would be really easy to be outshone.
Yeah.
But they're both like equal in it.
You should thank me. Thank me for not killing you. But first of all, he asks, does she know? Like, he doesn't beat around the bush. He makes it clear, I know you're fucking Spider-Man. Does she know? That's what I want to know. And he's like, no. Good. That's one thing. Like, he just knocks that off the list, like, straight away, because he's all about family. He's like, okay, that's good. And then the line where he has the gun and he's just like, you should thank me for not killing you right now. Like, holy shit.
And does what was it? He says, like, listen, you saved my daughter and I owe you for that, so I'm not going to kill you.
Go into the dance and just give it all up.
Yeah,
like, just
interfere with my business again, or I'll kill you and everybody you love.
Holy shit.
And he says, I'll kill you dead.
And Keaton's raspy voice is so fucking perfect for this role. Like, Keaton, of course, Batman for years, but, like, just in this villain role, you're just like, oh, he's gonna kill that child. Like, he's gonna kill Tom Holland.
Yeah, and it's like, I just saved your life. What do you say? And he makes him say thank you.
And so Peter goes into the dance, and, like, everybody walk into the dance, you know he's not staying there for a boogie. He's going to be there for maybe 5 seconds and then he's going to have to leave. And he has to have the heartbreaking moment, where he tells Liz he's got to go. And so she to her, it's just like, did my dad freak you out? And he's just like, no, it's fine. So he sneaks out the back. He gets Nate in the computer chair in the school. And the Shocker is there waiting to meet him, which to me tells me that clearly Toombs knew that he was not going to just go dance. Like, he knows this kid too well. And so he sends the Shocker around straight away.
Yes, and it's the new Shocker, first of all.
I apologise. R.I.P.
R.I.P. indeed. So what he realises is that Peter realises Toombs is planning to hijack the Avengers plane, and so what Peter does is he puts on his handmade Spider-Man suit to fight.
He goes back to basics.
He goes back to basics, and he beats the Shocker by being clever.
And he even has the moment where he's in the school bus and it gets tipped over and he like sees gum and he's just like, ooh.
Yeah, which is very Spider-Man.
Yeah. So he defeats the Shocker and then he steals Flash's car, but he like jumps on top of it and he's like, I need your car. And Flash immediately runs away.
Yeah. Because all bullies are cowards.
Yeah, of course. That's the story we're getting here. So he goes around to Toombs' lair, who clearly Toombs knew that he was definitely not going to give up straight away. So he's already kind of been planning this. And Toombs is like, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to probably kill you while you're here. You probably shouldn't have come back here, Peter. That was a silly mistake. And so he brings in the exoskeleton of the Vulture suit, and he takes out all the pillars in the room, and then the whole building collapses on top of Peter.
Yeah, he drops the building on him.
Which, I mean, is a pretty good get-out clause. If you drop a building on someone, that normally... What did Tony Stark say? If you drop another moon on me, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. And then you get just a 15-year-old kid screaming for help.
Yeah, this is the second scene that... I don't know, like, I think this could be the most Spider-Man scene. I know it's from the comic books where he gets caught under rubble and he sees his reflection in the puddle. He has half the mask. And he has half the mask. Like, that's all comic book stuff. But on film, I don't think you could have done that scene better with a better actor, say Tom Holland, with his voice as well, because he comes across as 15. Like, I know he's 18, but he's a 15-year-old stuck under rubble. He has no, like, exoskeleton, Tony Stark spider suit. He just has himself. And the minute he says, somebody help me, I'm trapped, I'm just like, oh no, oh fucking hell.
Yeah, it's like, please, someone help me, please.
And I'm like, somebody help him, please.
And then you get the, come on, Spider-Man, because he realises, no, the only way I'm getting out of this is by myself.
Yeah, because Tony has been saving him the last 2 times. Every time he's tried so. And Tony's not around this time. And Tony is so not around that he doesn't even have Tony Stark's suit on him. Like, he has his own suit. It's just him. And he's under all this rubble. And he needs to stop Toombs. And so it's a case of where he's just like, come on, and then when he says, come on, Spider-Man, you're just like, it's like a fist pump moment. You're just like, fucking yes, let's go.
Yeah, and it is this like really triumphant moment, and again, it feels earned because
we've been through. Yeah,
we've seen him go through all this, and so he intercepts the plane, and which is terrifying as well, to be like hanging off the side of a jumbo jet.
Like, that's the whole last act of this movie, is that like it's fought on like a plane that's in camouflage, and it's such a unique setting because like the plane doesn't look like a plane. It's just, it has like the cloud reflection on it, and he's hanging on, but there's just wind buffeting into both their faces. The Vulture is just looking terrifying, and he's just trying to fight this grown man after having a building land on him maybe 5 minutes before this.
Yeah, and then it gets worse because he crashes the plane onto the beach.
Yes, but he saves millions of people that way.
He does. He really does. And because that plane is filled with like gadgets and weapons and everything.
Yeah.
Not just Chitauri stuff, but Avengers stuff.
It's Thor's belt is in there, cap, shield.
Yeah, like everything. But after the crash, the suit gets damaged, the Vulture suit, and it's about to explode. So what does Peter Parker do?
He saves him, as is normally what Peter Parker does.
Peter Parker cannot let anyone die.
No matter if it... And I think Toomes was sympathetic, but then he started killing people, and I think he kind of loses the sympathy.
Willing to kill kids.
Yeah, once he started killing, and once he was like, oh, I'm willing to kill you and everyone you love, then I'm like, you've kind of lost the sympathy here. And so at the end, when I think he's just full evil at that stage, Peter still saves him, because he just has to. And he's the father of the girl that he fancies. And so...
Exactly. Like, and it's... Vulture asks, why did you save me? And Peter says, because I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah, because it's just what he does. He has to save everybody, no matter who they are. And so, yeah, he saves Toomes and gets him to safety. And then you have the bit where Tony is so proud. And he invites him to
he's a proud dad.
He's a proud dad. He's a proud Papa Bear. And he invites him to the Avengers headquarters, and he's like, I'm going to reveal you as the brand new Avenger. Here's the Iron Spider suit and everything, which looks fucking sick. And
looks class.
And so, and then Peter has to look at him. So, no, I don't really want to be an Avenger. I don't. And that was like at the start of the movie, that's all he wanted. But at the end, he's been through it all, and he's just like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet.
I'll just be on the ground for a while. I'll be a friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man.
Oh, and he says, good.
It's so good. And he says the brilliant line, he's like, there's no one on the other side of that door, is there? And then Tony Stark, trying to save face, is like, nope, it was all a lesson.
He's like, yeah, that's the lesson I was trying to teach you. You caught on well. And then he like walks away, and then all the cameramen are there, and Pepper Potts comes in. Even though Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't know she was ever in this movie, she walks in, and she's just like, oh, Tony, all the reporters are waiting. What are we going to do? And Happy has to say, well, we're going to have to just get engaged.
And look, he has the ring, so why not?
I've had the ring since 2008 or 2010 or whenever this timeline works. And so then the movie ends with MJ finding out that he's Spider-Man. Sean, on a whole, how good is this movie in regards to other Spider-Man movies? Is it the best? Does Spider-Verse take that? There's Spider-Man 2 as well from Raimi, so I don't know.
I think as like Spider-Man movies go, as adaptations from comics goes, I think it's Spider-Verse. But I think in terms of like a movie about Spider-Man, I think this might be the top.
I think it is better than Spider-Man 2. Now, not to say Spider-Man 2 is bad, because I think it's Spider-Man 2 is great, but I think this tops it just as now that might be personal because I prefer Holland to Maguire. And I'm not a fan of Maguire, but I think that movie's very good. But I think whereas Holland is perfectly cast, and I think the story around him is great, and I think the Vulture is the best Marvel villain other than Thanos.
Oh yeah, like it's And for a villain that we've only seen once so far, he left quite the impression.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Like, everything he does makes perfect sense. It's completely logical. It's not like a lot of the MCU villains where he just goes mad around Act 2 for no reason.
Yeah, and I would like, and I think Killmonger is exempt from that as well in Black Panther.
Oh yeah, Killmonger's
Like,
great.
The best villain is one you can understand.
And so I think this movie is fantastic. We're going to get to the cast now in a second, but the strengths that I have is just that, like, Peter's growth in this, and that he starts, like, he sees the Avengers as celebrities, which I love. Like, at the start, when he's just like, oh, there's Thor, and there's Cap. Oh my god, I stole Cap's shield. Oh my god, he's real big. We can relate to that. That immediately puts him on a better level. Like, you're not going to relate to Thor, but you can relate to this Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
And the soundtrack is great. The scale of the movie, I think, is really good. That if Peter didn't stop Toomes, I don't think it would have had much different. Like, Toomes would have had all that technology, but he was just stealing that for money. It was not like a world-ending beam into the sky.
Yeah, like, it was, in the grand scheme of things, if it had happened, yeah, it would be bad. But the world would still be there. It would just have more weapons in it.
And so, in terms of performances, Sean, who's stronger in this? Is it Tom Holland or Michael Keaton? Because I think they're both. And then Robert Downey Jr. is fucking great.
I think everyone's on their best in this movie.
I think Tom Holland is, like, I think it was perfect to put him with RDJ, because who better to learn from? Like, this is his first in, and, like, RDJ is kind of helping his first movie get better, but it's kind of showed him what he has to aspire to be, which I think he fucking nails it. Because, as you said, with Keaton, it would have been easy for Holland to let Keaton and RDJ take those scenes and just kind of go with it, but he's right there with them.
Yeah, like, he absolutely holds his own the entire time. Even all the younger actors, like, they're all excellent at what they're doing. There's no weak link, I don't think.
It's and he's constantly monologuing as well, Tom Holland. He never shuts the fuck up.
Yeah, and I think that's a nerves thing as well. It's like he talks and he's nervous.
You have in terms of the young people, like, you have Tom Holland, you've got Zendaya, who is in this a little bit. She is hilarious in this when they get sent to detention. And she, like, is drawing sad photos or sad pictures of people. Yeah. That's fucking great. She's only in it for a little bit, but she's one of the standout performers. I had never seen her before this. And I was just like, holy shit, she's, like, really entertaining. Like, when she's on the screen, there's just a charisma there that you're just like, oh, wow. So you have Zendaya, you have Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned, and he's great as well. I think Laura Harrier plays Liz. She doesn't really get much to do other than just kind of be like, oh, well, Peter, you should go with me to the dance, kind of thing.
Yeah. But it, like, still does a great job of it.
Oh, I'm not saying she's bad, no. And then, in terms of the older ones, you've got Marissa Tomei, you've got RDJ. I think Michael Keaton, this is peak Michael Keaton. Like, this is just amazing.
This is so good. Like, it's some of his best work in this.
Yeah. So I think that's it for Spider-Man Homecoming, Sean.
Out of how many Weetabix, what would you give it in Weetabix?
Oh, Jesus. See, I think this is the best Spider-Man movie. Spider-Verse, I think, is a different kettle. I think that's a whole different thing.
That's fair.
How many Weetabix? Oh, maybe 20? Maybe just 4 boxes of Weetabix.
That's pretty good. That's a lot of Weetabix.
Yeah.
I'd give it 2 bowls of Cocoa Pops and 1 bowl of Frosties.
Holy shit. He is going sweet. Sweet as you like.
I'm a sweet boy.
I think you've ruined the Weetabix rating system.
So sorry.
You put 1 Weetabix on top of all the Frosties. Done.
Just for fibre, yeah.
Nailed it. There's no fibre in those Frosties. I'll tell you that.
To make it up to you, will I take us out, Connor?
Please, take us out, Sean, yes.
thank you everyone for listening to this very special episode of
Oh,
Tuesday
Sean, my
Mondays.
mic wasn't working. Oh, no. Oh, I've got it again.
I was fucking waiting the entire episode for you to say that.
Go on.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Tuesday Mondays. We'll be back tomorrow with Weird News Wednesday. Friday with Hero or Zero. And hopefully next Monday with the return of Movie Mondays. Big thank you to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. Alexander Williams, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Ray Ging, Roisin Hally and Ryan Evanson. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the show. For those of you that don't know, Connor mentioned it briefly up top, but we do a Lazarus pit once a month on Patreon. And it's just like this. It's us shooting the shit about a movie. So if you think that's something you might like, head on over there. And to everyone that supports us over there, thank you so much. But other than that, we're on all the social medias. Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram Heroes for Hire Podcast. Or you can email us heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But I think that's about it, Connor.
I think you nailed it, Sean. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.